give charity out of those things that they dearly loved. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent the verse for those people. Let us question whether we do it. Let me give you an example. I've got some younger brothers and maybe some sisters there as well. Let's say you're going to university. Now, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, you live in Northampton. There is a university in Northampton. But it's not always that you go to the university in your city, right? Or in your town. It's quite possible that you end up going to university in Manchester. Or maybe you go to university in Cardiff. Or maybe you go to university in Bristol. Imagine the day that you're now going to university. Or imagine this is the day when you're packing up and you're leaving your moving house. When you actually perform this action, what do? Normally there's a lot of boxes and you put all your belongings in boxes. Having got all the clothes out of the rack, having got all the things into boxes, you now look at it and you say, yeah, that's good, I want to keep that. I'll take that with me to university. Or when I move house, I'll take that with me to the new house. But there's always a box of old things. There's always a box that is of old things that I don't necessarily need anymore. And normally when we pack up that box of old things, we normally label it sadaqah. Or normally we label it charity box. You see? What happens is, I'm moving house, I have 4 pairs of shoes. One is good, the other one is sports, the other one is mosque, but the other one doesn't fit me. So what happens? I'll give the shoes that don't fit me anymore. True or not true? True. You see? Look what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying. He says that's good, but it's a very low level of charity. Don't think that you're serving me because you're giving away your old shoes to charity. Don't think that just because it's size 9 and you're now size 10 that it means anything to me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala desires more. لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. You will not achieve the station of righteousness until you give out of that which you love most. The most difficult thing is to say, I have 4 pairs of shoes. My favorite ones are those Nike ones. I bought them 2 weeks ago. They are not scuffed, they are not old, but out of that pair, I'm going to give that one to charity. Who does that? Who does that? That's the difference between us and the commander of the faithful. The verse was revealed. No sooner had it been revealed than one of the companions by the name of Abu Tufail narrates that I saw Ali ibn Abi Talib. He went towards the market. He had managed to save up 1 or 2 dirham. How much is it? Nothing. He said he'd managed to save up 1 or 2 dirham. He went to the market, and because his shirt was so old and so ripped and so tattered, he finally managed to buy himself a new shirt. Having bought himself this new shirt, on the way back, he saw a man that was poor. He saw this man who is more in need of that shirt than he was. He immediately gave the shirt towards that man. They asked him, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, why is it that you have given this shirt away? You are in so much need for this shirt. He said, by Allah, this verse has been revealed. And I have heard the Holy Prophet of Islam say that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that the person from my ummah who gives that which is best, I give him that which is best back. He gives out of that which he loves, I give him nothing short than paradise itself. Therefore, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. This shirt was dear to me because I had nothing else. However, this person is more in need than I am, and therefore I give the shirt to this person. And therefore you find this is at face value. Because we are talking about a level of charity that is given. And therefore, the question is about my wealth. The question is about the belongings that I have. However, there are many mu'mineen here who would be sitting and saying, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, giving away my wealth, giving away the things that I own doesn't mean anything to me. Therefore, what is a deeper statement within this verse of Quran? How can I look and ponder on this verse and say, yes, I can give my wealth, what more can I give? What is it that I can actually give up? Because you see here the verse has a deeper level. If you look at the words, it says you will not reach a station of righteousness until you spend out of that which you love most. But some of the spiritual masters say the wording is slightly different when you look at it through a spiritual eye. They say you will not achieve righteousness until you give up that which you love most. Until you give up that which you love most. Let me just ask you, what is the most dearest thing to you in this world? If it's not wealth, and it's not material goods. If I've reached the station whereby giving away the shirt on my back means nothing, and that isn't what I love most, what is it that I love most? You see, everyone here is individual. And this is the beauty of the verse, brothers and sisters. Because I can't tell you what you love most, and you can't tell me what I love most. You have to ponder on what you love most. And whatever it is you love most, that is what you need to give up. لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ. Let me give you some ideas. You see, many of us, it's not about wealth. It's not about the materials that I own. Many of us, we love different things. Many of us, we love our food. Think about it. Is that so important to me? Many of us, we love our sleep. That's the most important thing to me. I must have 8 hours, because if I have 6 hours, I'm groggy tomorrow. For some of us, it's about the time that we have. All of us are busy. All of us have work and school, university and family and friends and things that we do. Some of us, our time is very, very specific to us, and it's difficult. If that is the most important thing to us, I now need to ponder, if I'm used to 8 hours sleep, and I can manage to give up that which I love most and get myself down to 6 hours sleep, what level of spirituality, what more can I do with 2 hours in the day? Can I serve the community better? Can I begin to ponder on the verses of the Quran more? Can I spend more time with my family? Can I raise charity? Can I raise funds for the Imam Barha? What can I do with those 2 additional hours that I've managed to gain? But I'm here in what I love. I've managed to give up that which I love most, and now I'm reaching the station of righteousness. There is a deeper version to this verse, brothers and sisters. And therefore, again, you have to look at the commander of the faithful. Because the first thing I mentioned to you was, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا. Is it possible that I could love food the most? Is that the thing that I love most? And if after a fast, if after my normal day's work, if the most important thing to me is a big meal, then no, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is speaking about my diet. He's saying that if I'm able to cut and go back to the bare minimum, then you definitely will be able to achieve the righteousness in that which is available. Look at the commander of the faithful. The difference between he and us, most famously on the night in which he was struck. Look at the difference between he and I. He is the one who sits with his daughter, Lady Kulthum, salamullahi alayha, and she presents 3 different things to him. He says to her, my dear daughter, since when have you known your father to have 3 things for iftar? Take away one of them and I will be happy with 2 of them. And this is why in the final moments of his life, one of the companions came to him and asked him the most poignant of questions. They said to him, Ya Ali, who is greater, you or Prophet Adam? Imagine this question. Who is greater, you or Prophet Adam? Again, he didn't actually respond. The 3rd time they asked him, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, who is greater, Man huwa Adam? Who is greater, you or Prophet Adam? He turned to him on his deathbed. He said, the fact that you have asked me, it becomes my responsibility to answer you. Know that I am greater than the Prophet Adam. Why are you, Ya Ali, greater than the Prophet Adam? He says, I am greater than Prophet Adam because in the heavens, Adam was told to stay away from a particular tree with a particular fruit on it. In the earth, I have always stayed away from all of the different kinds of food. I have never tasted anything sweet in my life to the extent that I suffice with all old barley and bread. This is the difference between Ali ibn Abi Talib and Prophet Adam. This is why I am greater. And therefore when you say, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ, you will not achieve that righteousness until you give up that which you love most. It needs to be now a personal level of understanding. It now needs to be, if the food is the most important thing, if my time is the most important thing, what I can do to give up will make me achieve that righteousness. And the last station, brothers and sisters, that we're going to talk about, it's been given to us by a wonderful tafsir called Min Huda al-Quran by Ayatollah Muhammad Taqi Mudarris. Allah bless his soul. He puts a different spin on it, brothers and sisters. He says that this station of righteousness cannot be achieved until you give up something different. It's not wealth, it's not the material, it's not the TV, it's not the food, it's not your time, it's the position that you hold. It's when something is rightfully yours. When something in terms of position is rightfully yours, but you are forced to give it up. When no ego stands between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you say, I don't care about this position, pleasing you means more to me, that's when you know you've really achieved the station of righteousness. Which man, brothers and sisters, said, this khilafat means less to me than the sneeze of a goat. You can steal it from me. You can sit within your little shack. You can play with it amongst yourselves. You can even break the chest of my wife and take my unborn child. But this means less to me than the sneeze of a goat. When you say, لَن تَنَالُوا الْبِرَّ حَتَّى تُنْفِقُوا مِمَّا تُحِبُّونَ, who can there be other than Ali ibn Abi Talib that didn't just give away his wealth, didn't give away his time, didn't give away his food, didn't give away his sleep, but gave away all of dunya so that he could reach akhirah in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is the lesson that we get. It's about understanding Ali ibn Abi Talib. It's about truly understanding the depth of who this man truly is. And therefore, brothers and sisters, before we go into the Masa'ib, I want to leave you with one story. And if the verse is something that has touched your heart, I pray that this incident is something that you can ponder over. If you have a pen and a pad, write this down. If you have a phone with you, I don't mind. Write it into your text messages. But write this story into your mind and go home tonight. Sit on the musalla and ponder over this one story. If you ponder over it for 1 hour, I promise you, you will wake up a different person tomorrow. This is my promise to you. If not, you can come back and talk to me about it. Once, it's narrated that a scholar, an alim, started his first day in Hawza. You know what it's like when you go to Hawza? It's the Islamic seminary, you know, it's a wonderful atmosphere. You're in the, you know, you're with ulama, you're with the books, you know. This is his first day of Hawza. And now he's sitting with the rest of his students, all the fellow students on their first day. The principal, the head of the Hawza, comes in and he asks them one by one particular question. He asks the question, why are you here? You know, imagine being in the first day of school. First time you're meeting all your classmates and your principal comes in and asks you this question, why are you here in this school? But now turn it to the situation in the Hawza, the Islamic seminaries. Why are you here? One by one, each and every single one of the students answered the question. Eventually it came to this particular student. The student responded back to the master. He said to the Ustad, he said, the reason why I'm here, the reason as to why I'm in the Hawza is because one day I want to end up like Ayatollah Sayyid Abul Qasim al-Khu'i. MashaAllah. It's a very noble, very lofty goal. I want to become like Ayatollah Sayyid Abul Qasim al-Khu'i. The Ustad, the principal, the dean of the Hawza looked back at the man. He said, you will never become Ayatollah Sayyid Khu'i. Allahu Akbar. This is my first day. At least allow me the opportunity to prove myself. Give me 7 years, let me get to Ba'ath al-Kharij, and then maybe I can talk to you about becoming Sayyid Khu'i. So he asks the question, why do you say I will never become like Sayyid Khu'i? The principal looks back at him. He says, the reason why you will never become like Ayatollah Sayyid Khu'i is because man always falls short of that which they're trying to achieve. If you're aiming for here, you will end up being down here. Aim to be Ali ibn Abi Talib in everything you do, and you will end up being like Ayatollah Sayyid Abul Qasim al-Khu'i. When you walk like Ali ibn Abi Talib.